Hey there, movie fans. Welcome to a brand new FYC, or as we like to call it with this installment, FYC After Dark. And we are saying that because this is the first time we have recorded an episode of FYC this late. It is about 9 p.m. at night, and this is the only time this week that we could all find in our schedules to all do FYC because everybody's so busy and we care so much. The amazing Perri Nemiroff and the mighty Jeff Snyder. We care so much to bring that.
Man, it's legit past my bedtime. If I wasn't here with you guys, I would probably be in bed watching TV.
I probably would be doing the same exact thing. But yeah, so we are here with a brand new episode of FYC. We care that much where we would not skip a week, even though Jeff Snyder has someplace he has to be. So that is why we're doing it at 9 o'clock at night. But we love each other so very much. And it is a pleasure to have you with us, as always, in a brand new episode of FYC. In this episode, we are covering the nominees for Best Actress. We're going to go through each of the nominees, say why they're going to win. And we're also going to say why they're not going to win. And we're going to start off with, I think, our number one here, which is Emma Stone. So, Perri, take it away. Why is Emma Stone going to win Best Actress for Poor Things?
I am thrilled to argue that Emma Stone will win this award. She has been my front runner all season long, and nothing has changed. I am well aware of the fact that every other person in this category delivers great work.
Yeah.
Emma Stone delivers great work. I love a lot of Emma Stone's work. It is very easy for my brain to process the fact that even though I love so many of her other performances, nominated or winning performances, Poor Things and what she does with the role of Bella Baxter is just on another level. That is a character that demands that the actor give 110% of themselves to swing big in so many different ways. And it's also a performance that has to be perfectly calibrated in order to sell the fact that this individual who is in a bit of a unique state is able to go on a convincing, accelerated coming of age journey. The fact that she starts where she does in this movie and then believably ends where she ends up is a damn acting feat. And I do think that the Academy is going to recognize that. She is hands down the winner in this category. Right. I feel like I was just on the debate team or something.
Well, that's what this episode is. It's debates. All right, Jeff, why, she's just not going to win, but, close but no cigar.
Professional jealousy, Scott. I'm telling you, her peers, it's going to be too much too soon. Her peers are not going to want her to have 2 Oscars before many of them even get one. Okay, it's why they made Daniel Day-Lewis wait a long time. They made a whole bunch of people. I think Meryl Streep had a long wait. So I just think unless it's like totally clear, I don't think that they would give it to Emma Stone so soon after giving her one already.
Well, listen, anybody who knows me for the last 6 years or so knows that I am a big Emma Stone fan, particularly because of one movie that everyone knows of, La La Land. But the truth is, I've always been a big fan of her work, going back to, Superbad. And I thought Easy A, she was magnificent in that movie.
That's funny.
I love
great actress.
Birdman was excellent. I mean, she, The Favorite, she's great. Of course, she won the Academy Award for La La Land. I think that she's fantastic as Bella in Poor Things. I mean, it is absolutely a lead performance. And I thought she was great in Cruella, but she's never done anything like she's done. The arc of Bella throughout this movie is a transformative performance, and she absolutely knocks it out of the park. She is always challenging herself with every single role she does. This was a really, really rough character to play, and she absolutely crushed it. But I do think that because another actress got into this race, who I was also rooting for the last 6 months, and she, got in, I think that kind of does shake up the race a little bit. And this goes back to, Jeff, what you were saying. So they're going to give Emma Stone a second Oscar before they give one of the other nominees her first. And she'll have 5 nominations now in this category this year. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this particular category plays out, because this is now, I think really up between 3 actors. Okay, moving on to Lily Gladstone. Jeff, theinsnyder.com. Why is Lily Gladstone going to win Best Actress for Killers of the Flower Moon?
Well, I'll tell you why she's not going to win, or whatever I'm trying to say here. It's not because she would make history. Okay, she would win on the merits of her performance, and I think she truly was the most deserving actress this year. I thought that movie doesn't work on any level unless you find the right actress for that role, which is probably hard enough. And she was excellent. And I don't care whether you want to have is she a lead? Is she supporting? She's here in the lead category, right? She's here, and she deserves the win just based on what she communicates with her eyes. I don't need it to be a big vocal performance. I mean, her body language kind of says everything. And I really was impressed by this performance. I think a lot of people in the Academy were as well.
Clearly, because she was nominated. All right, Perri Nemiroff, why is Lily Gladstone not going to win the Academy Award for Killers of the Flower Moon?
It does hurt to make this argument because I do agree with some of what Jeff said. I really do believe that the success of that movie does hinge considerably on her performance, and she's exceptional in the movie, but I don't think we can completely write off the argument that, if we're here predicting voters' mentality, that some might not choose her because she does not have as substantial of a role in the film as all of the other individuals in this category.
Right.
I mean, it's
about quality, not quantity.
Hey, I'll never argue against that. It should be about quality and not quantity. It should be about quality and not a multitude of other things we discuss on FYC. But the truth of the matter is, it isn't only about quality ultimately. It's about a million things, including campaigning, which is something I thought she did well. But I think one of the things that's...
both of them have done a good job, Perri, right?
No,
Emma and Lily, both of them have done a great job working this circuit.
I really do think pretty much everyone in this category has had a nice run in that respect. But the truth of the matter is, I do think there are going to be voters out there who say to themselves, look at how much more Emma Stone did, just if you look at screen time alone. So I do think the fact that it does feel a little more like a supporting performance could wind up hurting Lily's chances enough. And given what a powerhouse Emma Stone is, you can't have anything pulling away from Lily Gladstone's votes, or it's just not going to happen. That's why she's not going to win.
I've been saying for a while, I mean, I think Lily Gladstone is very, very good in this movie. But if you look at the percentage of screen time, because look, I mean, the movie's 3.5 hours long. She is in the movie a lot, but at a percentage scale, like I just don't see this as a lead performance like I see Bella Baxter as a lead performance. I haven't been able to kind of get past that. And I know everyone's going to say, get over it, but it's just an opinion. I just think that, if you're going to give lead actress an Academy Award for lead actress, it should be for a lead performance. And Bella Baxter is a lead performance.
Can I add one tidy thing about that, Mance?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about the whole lead versus supporting thing. And even though ultimately when it comes down to it, I do think having more of a supporting presence is going to hurt Lily Gladstone, it's still better that they put her in the lead category, because I do think she has a better chance of winning this category than she would have at winning the supporting category. Because it does seem like Divine Joy Randolph is just running away with it. I mean, granted, if we were reconsidering this entire race with Lily in supporting from the start, maybe that narrative could have changed. But at this point in time, I do feel like she has a better shot here than there.
Again, I do think a lot of that decision to go and lead is to position her as a lead for her future career.
That's a good point too. Both of those points are really, really good. Perri, if she was in supporting actress, she wouldn't have a chance. And here she is in lead actress, and she really does have a chance to win over Emma Stone. A really, really good chance, even if you have someone like Annette Bening kind of shaking up the category a little bit. It's very, very interesting. I think this is going to be the most interesting category to watch on March 10th. Really good.
For sure.
Right? Absolutely, Jeff Snyder. Speaking of Jeff Snyder, you're next, my friend. make the case for why Carrie Mulligan will win the Academy Award for lead actress for Maestro.
This is my argument.
Yeah, can't Perri take this one? Isn't it? I went first last time.
All right, Perri, you take it.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm almost down for the experiment just to see what happens. But I think Carrie Mulligan could win for her performance in Maestro because it is truly a breathtaking performance. I do think that is one of the performances that more so than any other left me in a puddle of very well-earned tears, an emotional wallop in a way where, she was the beating heart of that movie in a way that I didn't expect. And I do think the fact that I don't want to say she runs away with the movie, because I really do think Bradley Cooper delivers excellent work in front of and behind the lens too. But I do think the general conversation is positioning her as the scene stealer of the movie, as the one that you are left thinking about more so than anyone at the end. And I think that could work in her favor, especially because Maestro is unlikely to win. I was about to say any other award. That's not true. I think it does have a good chance in makeup, obviously. But if it's not going to win one of the big awards, I think we could see most of Maestro's support go her direction, which would give her a shot in this category.
All right, Jeff. Carrie Mulligan, no chance here. What do you think?
I look back at something like Michelle Williams' role in Brokeback Mountain, which was nominated, but she didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this role is kind of similar.
Interesting point. Yeah.
In certain respects. I think, Carrie Mulligan was good, but I think the competition is just too stiff. And I think that the reaction to Maestro just too divisive for her to put up a real, competition here.
We talked about this sort of before about how there's almost like a little bit of a backlash against Maestro. I think the movie is amazing. I think Bradley is amazing. I think Carrie is amazing. And, when I watched the film again over the, Christmas break there, I just was like, wow. I mean, I had seen the movie before. I knew that she was terrific, but watching it again, I just went, God damn, she's really, really good in this movie. And here she was nominated for Promising Young Woman. She did not win because that went to that was Frances McDormand for Nomadland. But God damn, she was awesome in that movie. She should have won that for that year. And she also has another nomination for An Education. And she's done stellar work in everything she's done. I feel like this is an actress who should have been nominated much more than she already has.
She has a long career ahead of her. I feel like she will ultimately get it one day, but I don't think it's for this movie.
Yeah. I think it's a bit tough. All right, Jeff, now it's your turn. I'm coming to you because my fave all this season, not that Emma Stone isn't my fave too, but I've really been beating the drum and waving the pom-poms for Annette Bening for Naiad. Why will now 5-time nominee Annette Bening win the Academy Award, her first?
Well, I think that it's possible that people have sort of narrowed this race down in their heads to Lily versus Emma, and yet there's still a strong, maybe silent contingent that isn't as vocal on social media that really enjoyed Naiad as much as you and I did.
Yeah.
And really saw what we were talking about and just how physically demanding and challenging it is for a woman of, Annette Bening's age and everything. I mean, to get out there and do that stuff, it really shows her her dedication to the craft. I think it is one of her all-time best performances, and she does have the overdue narrative as well as, Netflix bucks behind her.
All right, Perri. Why is Annette Bening looking at her fifth nomination and her fifth nomination?
For the record, I love Naiad too. I thought the movie was exceptional. Wasn't my top 10 of 2023, but it would be my top 20. I think her performance in it is top tier. I would not be mad whatsoever if her name was called on Oscar night. And that's coming from someone who calls Poor Things her number 2 of 2023, and Emma Stone's one of the best performances she's ever seen. But I do think this is a really deserving nomination. Why I don't think it's going to turn into a win is because, I mean, you kind of said it. It's a quiet contingent. Like this is make or break time. If someone's going to try to make a push to the top of the pack, you got to be making some noise. And I don't think Annette Bening and her supporters are making enough noise. And I also don't think Nyad in general is making enough noise now, nor has it been since it was released.
You're right.
I mean, if Poor Things is still in the conversation. I mean, Anatomy of a Fall is like a pretty hot talking topic right now. But Nyad, unfortunately, I don't hear anyone discussing it anymore. And I do think that's a vital part of the potential to win the Academy Award at this point.
I completely agree with that. And I completely agree with Jeff as well on this. I'm trying to take my heart out of the equation here and listen to my head about Annette Bening, possibly winning in this category. But Perri, you're right. No, people aren't talking about the movie, but she did also get nominated for a SAG Award. And I think that there could be, like Jeff said, a feeling of like she's overdue, and she is overdue. I mean, she really is. And plus, she's great in the performance, and she deserves the Oscar based on the merits of her performance alone. Plus, she's overdue. Plus, she is well respected and beloved in the industry, as is her husband. So I just feel like this is not just a two-way race between Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone. I think that Annette Bening actually does really have a shot here. But then again, that's my heart talking again. But again, I just really think, by the end of that film, when she gets out of the water and she's just like so physically spent, I was exhausted just watching her in this movie. So, wow, Annette Bening, we'll have to really see what happens there. This is, again, the category I can't wait for, right? Stacked, man.
And that's why, with all the Margot Robbie was snub talk, it's like, listen, who do you take out of this category? Everybody was amazing. Sorry.
Agree. 100%, Jeff. All right, Perri.
Yes.
Bring it home. Why is Sandra Hüller going to win the Academy Award for Anatomy of a Fall?
So, Mance, you just said that you don't think it's a two-person race between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone, and you suggested that Annette Bening could be the number 3. For me, Sandra Hüller is the number 3.
Okay, all right.
I think that I think Emma Stone is the front runner. I am definitely, though, not ruling out the possibility of a Sandra Hüller sneak attack, because that movie is such a hot talking topic right now. I think that boosts her chances. On top of that, going into nominations day, I was expecting to hear Anatomy of a Fall called a couple of times, obviously. But what was it? Best Picture, Best Director, Best Editing, Best Screenplay, Best Actress.
Those are 5 very strong nominees.
Those particular categories signal to me not just a lot of support from the Academy, but a significant amount of support. And I don't think it has chances of winning in certain other categories. And I think a lot of people might focus on this one in particular. And it could wind up, let's say, if the Stones split some of their votes, Sandra Hüller could sneak right in there and wind up stealing this win.
Well, that is first of all, the fact that you pointed out the 5 nominations that Anatomy of a Fall has, those are 5 absolutely spectacular nominations. Those 5 nominations: picture, director, screenplay, actress, and editing. Editing is really, really crucial here. That's why, like the last show we were talking about Best Picture, I was like, what if it pulls a Parasite wins Best Picture and Best Director? I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Jeff, Sandra Hüller is not winning the Academy Award for Best Actress because
I think the movie is just a little too small. She's not quite as well known as Emma Stone or even Lily Gladstone. Yes, there is a strong international contingent of the Academy that could, lift her to victory. But I feel like that same contingent would be interested in a movie like Poor Things or interested in Killers of the Flower Moon. So as good as she was, and she did keep you on your toes, like keep you guessing. I just didn't find that movie super satisfying, and I think that the nomination is the win for her.
Very, very interesting. Well, this is a stacked category. Like, there's nobody who's like, just like happy to be nominated. Like, they are all deserving. They really, really are. And Sandra Hüller, I mean, she was also in Zone of Interest. She didn't get nominated for it, but that movie is also nominated for Best Picture and Best Director. So Sandra Hüller is in 2 movies that are nominated for Best Picture. All the other,
cool.
Yeah, right?
Do you think that there will be people, though, voters who are like, well, I thought she was better in Zone of Interest? So
no, I don't. I mean,
this is me just like predicting people's like brain space. I think it might work the opposite of what you just implied, Jeff, where people are like, she's in that too. Like, maybe I'm kind of voting for her for both right now, It
could happen. Again, there are strong arguments against any of these actors winning Best Actress, but there are very, very, very strong arguments for why they each will win the Oscar for Best Actress. But if we're being honest here, who's winning, Perri?
Emma Stone.
If we're being honest here, Jeff, who's winning?
Lily Gladstone.
If we're being honest here, I'm going to say Emma Stone. So there you go.
It's so late at night, I'll fall for that trick, Mance.
Yes, I can't believe I actually went for that trick. But there you go. Those are that's our run through of Best Actress here on FYC. Make sure you scroll down and subscribe to Perri Nemiroff's channel so you can be the first to know when a new FYC hits the skids. And of course, all of Perri's amazing content. Make sure you go to theinsnyder.com so you can be the first to alerted breaking news that Jeff Snyder has been breaking left and right these days. And also check out Jeff's amazing show with John Roca, The Hot Mic, on John Roca's YouTube channel, which you should also subscribe to. Make sure you share FYC on all of your social media platforms so more people can discover the best, and we mean the best, award show breakdown, not just Oscars, but Emmys as well. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week with a brand spanking new episode of FYC. And until next time, FY.
See you later.
See you later.